Welcome back, brothers. Today's video was requested by several of you guys, and that is a full tour of the adventure trailer. It's perfect time. The family's heading out to our annual snow biking trip. We're going to head east to the Cascades over to Mount Bachelor. Jack and I will be riding for 2 days. We're actually bringing Mrs. W and the Sweet Loaf along. So the trailer is fully rigged. We're leaving here in about an hour, so perfect time to give the walkthrough. I've done quite a few changes since the initial video that I shared with you guys. With this stuff, it seems like you need to use it for a year or so, and then you kind of can start tailoring it to what works for you, what works and what doesn't work. Of course, we got the 2 snow bikes in there. We can haul 3. This is a 21-foot trailer. We could actually probably haul 4 or 5 if we had to, but 3 very comfortably. One of the problems I had was dealing with the gas. We have enough gas on board the 2 bikes for the full day, pretty much any adventure, but we'll ride never no more than 2 days in a row, and then we'll have a 3, and the roto packs I put a 3 and a 2 there, so that gives us 5. So that should be enough for a refill for the second day, because we rarely burn all of it. The roto packs are nice because they're very trim and they fit in areas where they're just kind of underutilized. There's really no downside there versus having them in the back of the truck kicking around, or the risk of getting stolen, and just the inconvenience of it. Now we can fuel up inside where the furnace is on, and it's just really clean and nice. These roto packs, if you haven't seen them, they just simply, there's a clever mount system. They just turn like this, and then you just lift them off. So these mounts can be put anywhere. Lots of different options. Very good, clean mounting system. This is drinking water. Potable water. Always stack drinking water on top of fuel, so if you ever get a leak, you don't contaminate your water. Just a little pro tip there. Got the broom for sweeping out. Now this trailer is kind of unique. It's got the winter package, so it's fully insulated on the walls, ceiling, and the floor is all heated. So there's like a 50,000 BTU furnace that runs off of 2 propane tanks that heat all the boxes, dry out all the gloves, even the onesies there, the riding suits. You'll see holes drilled in the floor underneath there, so that's all heated. So when the heat is on, it melts everything off the bike, so it keeps them warm, and when you come in, the floor is dry, all your gear is dry, it's comfortable inside. So super, super nice for the sleds. I mounted these panniers. These are some that we salvaged from the adventure van. These are just bike panniers, and they make excellent storage for vans or cars or campers because they fold up. They've got snaps on the side, and they'll fold up if you don't want them in your way if you're not using them. So I've got one dedicated for Jack, because that's his bench right there. When we arrive, we'll take the bikes out, let them warm up, and then we'll close the door, and then we'll get dressed in here without all of this stuff in here. So he sits right there, and his personal things. So there's a lot of gear to remember. So if there's things that I want him to take, like jump packs or his avalanche gear or his beacon, I'll just put it in there, make sure that he knows that that's going to be required of him to take. Just an easy reminder. I get dressed over here, and I added one for myself. So when you just wallet, watch, all the things you don't want to take, you just have it in one place and know where it's at. I put a Milwaukee crate underneath there, just held on with a bungee for some of my ancillary, is it? Tried to use a big word that's outside of my station. Knee pads, chest protector, just some of the basic stuff. I have it on hand. I can grab it and don't have to walk around for it. I don't know why it took me so long to figure this out, but these cleats are really hard on my tender feet when you're changing shoes and walking around, and these guys here aren't much better. And these tracks were all the way up here and covered the whole floor. So I thought, why do I need all of those? Because I don't. All I need is enough grip for the rear sled to come in here, and that stops right there. The front skis are on wheels, so there's no need to have that there. So I ripped them all out. Jariah and I did anyway. And now we have walking space here that's not going to hurt your feet. So I don't know why it took me so long to figure that one out. I put a pannier right here for garbage. So as we go out, I'll line that with a plastic bag. So if you need to dump it, I put that right by the door. You can just reach in when you're at a service station and just grab it. You don't have to get in the trailer. And they're handy for that. I put a 4th pannier. I put 5 of them in here. These are for high protein snacks. So different things that we would want to throw in our pack, granola mix, power bars, peanuts, muscle milk, beef jerky, all that's in there. We can grab it and you can kind of pick what you want and throw it in. I added some L-track on some places for box. If I want these to be mobile, they'll come right out. These are hooks that are made to fit on the panniers, but they lock in very nicely with the I-track right there. If you want something that's not permanent, you want to be able to take it in and out. I also really quickly added I-track up here, right there with the big D-rings on it. And the reason for that is now if I need to work on the sleds, I can put a tie-down strap on there and on the rear tunnel, hoist it up, lift it up, and get the weight off of it. If I need to change suspension components or adjust or bogey wheels or repairs, whatever, it just kind of gives you a nice option. You could hang stuff on there and that's all tied into the frame. So super, super strong. Over here, I added some pretty cool LED lights. I found the nose of the trailer was really dark, especially up there where you have all of your gear and electronics and such. And the forward light here was back a little bit. So I just put this basic strip light in here. Pretty simple, had nice 3M backing on there, 3M on the switch. I stuck it on there and that's nice and long and it's really a nice light. It's got a great switch. It's easy to run here so I can turn it up or down. But what that does is that lights up the front here and gives a really nice, warm, diffused light. And I find that I use this over these guys. So I just can't stand overhead light. It bothers me. I like diffused, warmer light. But that solved that problem. So lots of light up in here and we can see things. Now this container was too tall, so I lowered it down about 2 or 3 inches. Now I can see inside of it. So that little bit made a big difference. Over here, I just keep camera mounts and some basic things. This is water stuff. So our water bottles and batteries and water treatment will be in here. Random first aid stuff here. Optics, cleaning kits, glass cleaning kits. I can't stand dirty goggles or glasses, so I'm pretty fanatical about that. There's a lot of charging ports up here. There's a lot of stuff we charge, like these with InReach, Garmin, satellite communicators. I keep that stuff here. GPSs, all of the myriad of cords and chargers and different things that we need. I also put up a dedicated RAM mount for cell phone. Jack and I like to listen to music when we come in, and so it'll connect automatically to the Bluetooth and the stereo, and it's just a one hand. I can just put that in there. I stick my phone in there. Kind of convenient, kind of handy. Charging jump packs up here as well, and there's 2 things that need to be charged on the Avi pack. So mine's on the left, Jack's is on the right. I have those open. We've got to charge the capacitors for the Avi bags, the radios, and then I just make sure that he's all checked out and everything's here and simple, because there's so much on your mind getting ready, trying to gear up, that you got to keep things simple or you forget. Goggles, Jack's goggles on the right, my goggles on the left, my gloves on the left, Jack's gloves on the right. Multiple gloves because your hands will get wet. I added an extra bin here for myself. This is kind of for my video stuff, just random. I keep my drone in there and earplugs and just things that I need, mostly my camera gear and camera mounts. Mounted, what else I mounted? Mounted a little heater in here. This is just a 110 heater that allows me to keep it warm if I am able to plug in with an extension cord. Now I can run the propane furnace, and that's a big 50,000 BTU furnace here that warms it up quickly, but it burns through a lot of propane. So if I'm plugged in, I can just put that one on, that will just comes on, and problem solved. Figured out a solution for my one wheel. That was an old motorcycle basket stand. I just threw a couple screws in the floor there. That seems to work fine. That way I can keep that all together, because I like to one wheel and keep my wrist guards and gloves and the gear particular to the one wheel in there. I was going to get all elaborate with a mount on it and on the wall, and I figured, well, that's about as good as any right there. Keep it simple, keep it easy. I have taken the cleats off of this door because we use the snow bikes. I do not use this door. This is more designed for snowmobiles so that you can, when you pull in, you can just continue and drive throughout the side door because a lot of those, I guess, don't have reverse. We've never used it. So I decided to put the workbench right there. I've got that coming, and then we'll install all of that. I want to have things to be as flexible and modular as possible. So I don't want to build something on there that's going to have to take apart if I ever do want to use the door in an emergency. That's why I strapped down the extra EcoFlow that's tied in with the system. That gives us tremendous battery capability. And the nice thing about the bench that I ordered is it mounts on 4 little pins. So the pins, the 4 pins will install on there, and then the bench will sit on it, and it will fold down just like these chairs. So if you want to get it out of your way or fold it down, that won't be a problem. Or if you want to take it off altogether, I've got extra set of pins that I'll mount on the outside. You will be able to take the aluminum bench and mount it to the outside if we want to work outside underneath of an awning. Maybe it's too hot in here, or you just want some room. So all about options. Same thing with the EcoFlow there. We can pull off the Thule straps, and that's out of the way, and move the crate, and we can still use the door. So I'm reluctant to really build things out. I've done that before, and my ideas change and my needs change, and you need to be flexible and modular. A couple of fold-up chairs. These little REI FlexLight chairs are excellent, comfortable chairs, even for big guys that you can pack anywhere. You can get 4 of those in a small backpack, and that's hard to say for most chairs. Some extra rope. This is my retrieval kit. If we get a snow bike that's down in a crevasse or something really terrible, it's a 4-to-1 rescue kit. Bike locks for the bikes up front. And this is about it. Helmets, heated helmet case, so snow bike helmets, one-wheel helmets, bike helmets. I just keep up there. I keep all the balaclavas and hats up there, and that again is heated. So all of this is ducted from the furnace. So this stainless, or this aluminum diamond plate here is basically a duct, and then the heat goes through here and comes out these holes, and that dries those gloves, it dries the goggles, and the next day you're set. And then these are the boot dryers. So that heat comes out of there as well, so your boots are warm and dry when you put them on. I know a lot of you have seen this, but some of you haven't. A small cabinet there came with it for oils and paper towel, different set things. And then just a general utility cabinet here where I keep a complete set of 2 sets of extra repair parts for the Yetis. So the vulnerable thing on these, I've broken 2 of them in the last year, is this belt deflector right here. This is a sacrificial piece. It's made to break so you don't break this carbon fiber tunnel. And we broke 2 of them on there. So I have 2 full replacements that I can do in field if I need to. Not a big deal there with covers. Belts, axe, some basic tools. Keep a torch up here. There's always something you needed to defrost or thaw out. We use that a lot. Up here, I've got basically the toolkit that we've been putting together is going to live in there, and then a trailer lock in case I need to lock up the trailer somewhere or unhook from it. You don't have to worry about someone hauling it off. Whoa, that was a lot of stuff. Is there anything else? Mount Bachelor's about 3 hours away. Unfortunately, we have to take 2 cars because we'll have the truck tied up with the trailer, snow biking all day. Mrs. W doesn't want to be without. So, and they're going dog sledding. Did you know Mrs. W used to be a dog sled musher? So her and the Sweet Loaf have got a dog sledding trip planned up at the mountain while we snow bike. So we're going to take Jack's car and the trailer. I had to figure out a way to carry the bikes. I was going to put them inside the trailer, but then once I get them in there, there's no room to walk around, and I don't have enough tie-down straps. So we'll just put them on the front of the bike carrier. If you guys are looking for a good bike carrier, this is the best one I've ever used. You know, you can stack these. These are made in the US by, who makes these things? 1UP. Comes with 2, but you can go all the way up to 4. And what's cool about them is no straps. Check this out. There's a ratchet on here. You just hold this arm down. This folds up, and it'll receive any size wheel. And as I said last week, 7-gallon tanks. I put the big tanks on there instead of the 5s. That makes a big difference. It doesn't quite cover right there, but it covers enough. Now this was Mrs. W's idea, and I drug my feet on it for so long because the only guys that use these things are old guys. She brought up the idea. We've been using the truck for traveling back and forth to Jack's debate competitions and such, and it's pretty bad in the wintertime when Mrs. W's stuff's in the back and you have to worry about blowing out. So she came up with this idea, and she was right. I gotta go over and unlock it. This is one of those things that is so nice to have that you never really thought, and it's just a tonneau cover that locks up, kind of a trifold. This is in a stored position. But what's cool about this is you can fold it up like we had there if you needed to put something in the back, but it makes all of your stuff pretty well waterproof and secure. So by closing this, now the new trucks, the tailgates lock, right? And there's a simple latch system in here. If you can see that, I'm going to do it by braille, that you pull down, and that hooks underneath the corner of the bed if I got it right. There's one on each side. But once you get those on, there's pretty good seals over the gate. Now it's not going to be like deep sea rated, but it is going to keep stuff dry and protected and reasonably secure, and they're strong. You can stand on them. I don't know what this is made out of, if it's a honeycomb like material, but it's really strong, and I don't think it really detracts from the look of the truck. You don't really notice it. And to take it off, you know, a guy can have it off in 1 minute if you don't want it all, and just store it and set it aside. You know, there's no screws or things you have to drill. It's just very simple and clean. Well, brothers, that's probably about all the time we have. We're going to be heading out of here in probably about 30 minutes. I don't know if I'll be making any videos from over there. Maybe we'll do a live stream. We'll just see how it goes. We've just rented an Airbnb in Sun River, so we'll be staying in there and meeting up with some friends and just see what happens. It might be so warm we end up snow biking one day and maybe going for a mountain bike ride. I brought the Sweet Loaves trailer, so we will see. We will see. All right, well, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the tour. If you don't mind clicking the thumbs up and leave me a comment. And that's it. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys on the next video.